Just ignore them and they'll go away.
You sound like a girl!
Stick up for yourself.
This bag is so dirty! Get in the church.
This has gone on for long enough.
We weren't the first group to do Heads Up. It started in 2013 with a girls-only group. The girls worked with a drama workshop to build their confidence and, at the same time, tackle the issue of cyberbullying. 2014, Heads Up in Hawke's Bay. 14 of us worked together to create a show about bullying.
Each of you are going to grab a chair and put it in the circle go. And I should be standing in the middle of the circle.
A mix of boys and girls, and we took it Hawke's Bay wide, it wasn't just Napier.
And the boys and girls were from intermediate schools around Hawke's Bay, so they were years 7 and 8.
Yeah, a little bit younger than 2013, which meant the emphasis changed a little bit in that the problems were different and the solutions were slightly different as well.
Excellent. Excellent. Good. Now I don't have a chair. That's okay. I'm going to get a chair. I'm going to get a chair. I think laughter is very important. You know, I mean, we're dealing with serious issues, but unless you can, relax and have a good laugh, and we noticed that with the kids, that they really started to relax and enjoy.
The process began with some scene work, with some freeze frames, image theatre we call it, where they build some pictures and you build language from that after it. And poetry featured a lot in the devising. The poetry that we explored through the choral speaking element of the story.
The children came around him. Jimmy, Roger and Jane.
And also from their own poems that they were writing.
I've got give up, put down, do the right thing, be who you are, follow your dreams. Be different, not the same. You are who you are, never change.
We took bits and pieces from their poems and created script for characters and monologues from that.
Why do you have to be so sensitive? Only question mark.
I think Ashley goes, you're hurting people every day, so after that.
Well, the style of performance for this Heads Up 2014 was a series of, I guess, short vignettes that were, I guess, introduced by a couple of characters. And in our show there were a couple of clowns who had these bags and, I guess, unpacked their baggage, didn't they? So one of the clowns produced a painting that they had done and the other clown ridiculed it. So it immediately sets up this sense of
being teased and the effect that it had, because the clowns are very vulnerable.
They introduced some of the messages we were trying to get across. Those messages were contained in one of the clown's bags. It was almost like hanging out the washing, wasn't it? And the message was there for everyone to see. I think one of the other really important things that came out in the performance was noticing when something is going wrong. And in one of the segments we have a myriad of people moving around and just saying lines, and it's like they're not realising that there is a problem.
I'm busy at the moment.
It's really noticing that people are being affected, or people are actually being hurt by the actions of others.
Notice hurt means to me how people don't actually notice the hurt that people are feeling inside until harm is done.
My role basically is to be there if there's any emotional things that come up for the kids while they're doing this, because there is a lot of tough experiences that they go through, and just talking about some of that stuff brings up memories and all sorts of things.
These bullies come and tease me because they tease her, so they tease me back.
We've been very, very fortunate with this year's group because the kids are all very, very respectful of one another. So when they are workshopping and they are bringing their own experiences to life, they have been incredibly open about it.
Well, what it means to me would have to be if you're insulting or hurting someone in any way or making them feel down, then just stop it, because what you're doing is not okay. Just stop it.
I was kind of more surprised this year when the children were telling us that, you know, what their schools do in terms of bullying and their perspectives on whether that's working or not.
At our school you get a purple slip,
Right.
and you pull it out, and if you get lots of them, you not allowed to.
It goes into a folder.
Yeah, and you're not allowed to go to school for a couple of days when you get lots.
Do you know of anyone that's been on them, without names or anything? Do you know of anyone that's been on them? And have they stopped bullying?
No.
So it doesn't work. Some of the bullying that has gone on for these children has been going on for a very long time, and it's still continuing. And despite what they have done, and despite some of the interventions that some adults have taken, it's still going. Can you explain to me a bit more about the thumbs up or the thumbs down?
If you tell, when you do the signal to the teachers, you usually talk to them, and they have a little talk with the bully, but they just keep on doing it. They just think it's a joke and they just carry on.
So they don't take it seriously.
Yeah.
It's not just about the children having the skills to deal with it, it's about everyone taking a responsibility.
See, wise people means to me, if you're getting bullied and you're feeling you need some help, go to someone older, or you think you know better.
If there's one key message that I think the children would all agree on, it would be that when they go to an adult and they tell their story, what they're really saying is, we need your help.
How does it make you feel?
I want to hurt her. She's hurting me. That's why I did it.
Why didn't you tell me?
You wouldn't understand.
There was a section there that we call the simultaneous scenes, where we had two scenes happening at the same time and people talking over the top of each other, but the language that was coming out was almost the same in each situation.
Ali, come in.
Sam,
Has she
you
done it before?
Yes.
Do you want to tell me about it?
I guess I should have noticed.
Yes.
We got the kids to speak precisely at the same time to highlight those parts of the dialogue that were key to reinforcing some of the messages that we were getting across, that the clowns were helping to bring to the audience as well.
Did that make it better?
I don't know if there's an easy answer, but I'd like to help.
Don't bother, Mum. You'll just make it worse.
It made it worse.
How?
They won't stop it.
Trust me.
I found tackling the issue of bullying with the children of Heads Up to be really great. They were all very open from the beginning. They'd all been chosen especially by their schools to be part of this project, so they all knew how special it was for them to be there, and so they were all very, very keen.
I met my old lover on the street last night.
Talked with the kids about some certain writing technique ideas, things about metaphor and how to show, not tell things when you're writing. And then I said to them, look, I want you to write me 5 different metaphors in relation to anything. So as green as a dragon, you know, something like that.
As angry as a crazy rhino. That's a good one.
And so, yeah, we just wrote a whole bunch of stuff on some paper, and then I took that away. And I also asked them to tell me which ones they liked as a group, you know, we like this one, and this one.
Stand your ground. I like that one. Don't lose who you are in the blur of the stars.
Ooh.
Very nice.
And so I highlighted those ones that they liked specifically. And then I took those away, and we started compiling them into a bigger piece, you know.
Okay, so it goes a little about this. Give me a second.
I know you're hurting now. I know you're
The children responded very, very well to wanting to create some music for the show. But the difficult part came with teaching the whole lot of the children the song, and so at that point there were ones who were a little bit more reserved, but I kind of just there were ones who wanted to do certain stuff, you know, do a little bit of dance or whatever while they were doing things, and they all kind of naturally clumped together as well in their little groups.
Push you around and let go. The spark that shines inside of you. Inside the people. You.
Again, one.
And so they, you know, they have a little bit of fun with their mates singing the music and whatnot.
Oh, that is terrible. No, wait, no, that's... Sorry, I thought I'd spelt your the wrong way. I was like, oh man, how have I done it?
You're talking about our singing.
No.
It kind of worked really well, and the other kids who were a bit more, you know, outgoing were very encouraging to the rest. So it was a great group dynamic, and they were able to kind of work it out themselves.
You write it on the inside here, because this is the stuff that's come from Billy. On the inside of his body, yeah.
Something came up later in the piece when it all came together, and I can't remember specifically what it was, but they talked about the bully and the way that he might have been he/she might have been feeling.
He's cheeky.
He's cheeky.
It was very profound. I thought it was quite important that is something that is also talked about when we talk about bullying, that it's not just about the victim, it's also about the bully who himself is probably a victim of something.
He's depressed. What do you think he's depressed? Your task is to find out why he does what he does, why he acts the way he acts. Have a seat.
Why do you lie?
I don't know. I think it's fun.
To look at, you know, the deeper problem, to be able to empathise with the bully themselves is quite an important thing.
If you take away all that, his non-verbal and his body language and stuff, deep down inside, what do you think he's like?
Pretty sweet.
He could be quite nice.
We'd workshopped a whole range of experiences from them and kept coming back to this one story that we all seemed interested in.
We are going to do some more investigating into our friend Sam that we haven't met, but we're going to do some stuff that will really tell us a little bit more.
So we started with a school bag. The pretext was the Sam's school bag.
We need to have everybody's permission to do this because it's all about privacy. We are actually going to open Sam's bag and have a look at what's inside.
In applied theatre, you use artefacts which kids then explore, they investigate and they discover, and then they start to infer about, you know, why is this in the bag and what's the significance of this and what does it mean in relation to this
I
character.
didn't know if we were supposed to read it or not, but I did.
Yeah.
And it said Ryan. Yeah.
His card.
It says a reminder card.
Oh yeah, a reminder card. So you might have a bad memory.
It's a really interesting issue to come back to as a grown-up, and it's quite liberating to go back and work with the kids, to, you know, expose the issue and really get to the bottom of it and create a dialogue.
So it's more about the emotional impact of bullying, and there's no name, there's no Sam, there's none of that. There is the bag, however. Okay, and what the bag is going to signify and represent is the emotional integrity of of people.
I think the most difficult aspect for me was in the workshop process, coaching children who haven't danced before.
And I'm going to start like taking your finger's movement and then we start like stretching it and editing it and distorting it. By the time we get to the end, it's not necessarily going to resemble what it was
For
at the
me,
beginning.
going right back to the beginning, just basic movement, rudimentary pedestrian, what we call pedestrian movement, and using that to great dramatic effect. It's not about the technique, it's about telling the story, and I think for me that was a great way to bring it back to grassroots.
Let's try it again.
Don't try it with me.
It was interesting at first, you know, they were terrified and tentative to approach the dance piece, which actually turned out to be more of a physical theatre piece, which is what we were aiming for. And then they went through this process of, realisation. Oh, we get to contribute to this sort of thing. So it's not just someone teaching me how to dance, this is actually about telling the story and doing stuff that I love to do every day. And so it was using those skills, and then they came to own it. That gave them the confidence then to step up and own it.
So Amy.
You know, especially for, say, the central actor, where it's a very physical process that he goes through. It's the physical violence of bullying that we examined in the movements in the movement piece.
Do you think we should go like this, like you go push and then he pushes me to this?
It's got to be exact because they have to know what's going on and you have to go. We don't want anyone to get hurt.
Him learning how to use his body to show the emotions, you know, his breathing, his stance, the way that he moves, the way that he falls to the floor, all those things, physical manifestations of that emotional trauma. And I think that was a really great thing for them to learn as well, is that you don't need words to tell a story.
That situation with Sam came from a series of freeze frames that one of the groups did.
What are you doing? What are you
that
doing?
Had a kid being teased by another, and also had some bystanders who were
And then you'll
involved.
start crying and you'll want your mummy.
Want your mummy?
The language that came out of that through the image theatre was that they didn't want to be involved.
Here, I'll help you. Give us your
And
good
one
stuff.
thing they said was, and it struck a chord, was, why are you making us do this?
No, don't.
Right wrongs to me means that, like, say you're bullying someone and you can just like go fix it and you could do like the right thing and become friends.
What it means to me is that when you've done something wrong and you never meant to do it, you can always apologise to them.
Okay, your monologue. So it's slow
Some of the
motion,
messages
then
we tried to convey in the play, one of them in particular was cyberbullying. You know, someone sees an incident and it continues on Facebook or Instagram or...
And it builds
Yeah.
and builds and builds, and it's that accumulation.
It's gone on all day and night. The thing with cyberbullying is it happens 24/7.
Freeze.
You can't walk away from it. Sure, you can turn it off, but it's still going on. I helped Sam that day because I felt sorry for him. What's wrong with that?
It was really important to make sure that these were the kids' words in the play, and that it came from some basis of their own experience.
The maturity with which they approached their roundtable discussions on bullying and proposing solutions and workshopping that issue aside from the performance, That really, to sit in on their discussions as a passive member was really enlightening, and it was brilliant.
And the children who haven't had bullying experiences have witnessed things and seen things, and they really have developed an empathy towards one another, so they begin to see it from different perspectives.
I was bullied as a child as well, so I understand how difficult it could be to kind of confront your bully in this way, you know.
What it means to me is that if someone's bullying you on cyber, like on the internet or face to face, is that if you reply, that's just going to make them want to carry on the conversation. So just choose to walk away.
Please, Mr. Bully, what have I done? You haven't done anything. Give me an audience and it makes me stronger.
I guess the other thing that we did this year was that we rehearsed during school time as well as outside of school time.
And that was a huge change and had a big effect, because what it meant was that schools had to become involved.
What's other people's reaction that they're getting at school?
I told the school rahera and she was like begging me to come like right at the end. And she's like, I can replace Autumn.
Yeah. Amy, what did they say to you?
My friends want to come because they don't want to do schoolwork. But I said to them that I'm still
One of the
doing
things
work.
we were looking at was how can these young people take back to school and to their wider community what they'd learned. So having them in school time as well as on the weekends had a buy-in from 7 schools across Hawke's Bay, which was fantastic.
We took a break from rehearsals to promote the show.
Right, out of all these colours, what do you like best? Purple. Let's go for purple.
The photos were about being yourself and being proud of who you were.
Stop, and then we'll try one on your foot.
The beautiful Kuranga Gardens was our backdrop.
1, 2, 3, jump. We get it one more time. 1, 2, 3, jump. Spot on. Then we'll try the other hip. There you go. Perfect. Beautiful. Good. All done. Thank you,
We scrubbed up pretty well.
I think it was the first time I filmed one of the final rehearsals and finally see it from the audience perspective, and it was great because I realised that suddenly all those pieces fit in, and all the hard work and all those troubles that those kids had gone to, they had worked really hard to bring it together as a team, and it showed. And that was the important thing, is that it showed, and it was that moment where it worked! It was great.
They're alone.
Trying to throw it.
Friends and family will always be there for you.
Woo! To stop the
Never
video.
alone. Always be someone to help you through.
I think it's an important thing we need to talk more about, and this is a great step in the right direction. Heads up.
Tell someone.
2014, Heads Up in Hawke's Bay.
I reckon this time you'll get it.
It's an applied theatre program that helps explore bullying. There were 14 of us, from intermediate schools across Hawke's Bay, and we were supported by social workers and arts professionals.
Deep down inside, what do you think he's like?
We had to work together to create a show about bullying. Over the 8 weeks, we explored, workshopped, planned, wrote, rehearsed, sung, danced, and did I mention rehearse? We took a break from rehearsals to promote the show. Finally, it was time to take the show on the road.
Where would I be without Siri? My sense of direction.
That's strange coming from a director.
True.
Drama teachers became bus drivers, and students became experts at, well, everything really.
What message would you like to give students about bullying, what would you say?
I'd probably say that there's other people who've been bullied before, so they have been experienced, not just you. So yeah, that you're not alone and that bullying is not okay.
There's been a lot of extra work outside behind the scenes. We have had to speak to schools on behalf of students. We have had to speak to schools about things that are going on in their schools and they haven't realised.
You know, the first time there was that unknown quality of what's all this about. But you know, based on the success of 2014, 2013 Heads Up, yeah, schools were really keen to come on board, and hopefully that'll happen again next year.
We need to talk about the future.
We took the show to all the schools except one, and it was a great opportunity for the children who were involved with us to have their moment in the sun at their school and to pass that message on widely as well.
This is 3 schools, remember, that's probably half of them are Havelock, half of them are HNI, half of them, oh wait, that's 3 halves. That's 2. That's impossible.
Just watch the cars, guys, when you come out.
There were expectations on how to behave like a visiting theatre troupe. At each school we had to set up, rehearse, test the equipment and adjust to a new stage. It was a big school and the stage was so much bigger than our rehearsal space.
We're looking forward to your show. I know you've been working hard on it. It's a real good message and you can cut your teeth on my kids. I know you're going to really blow them out of the water. So what do they say in your industry? Break a leg.
Nervous? Scared? Staying here, darling. Staying here.
So folks, they're sitting right at the very back. Right at the very back of the bleacher, so you have to really protect.
Nerves were running high backstage for the first show. When the lights went down, I don't know about anyone else, but my stomach lurched.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
And friends begin to follow you, the scars and bullies fade.
Our first show was definitely the hardest, but we got through it and the relief was huge when the applause came at the end. They actually clapped.
So, you're actually quite nervous to start off with, weren't you?
what?
You're camera shy now.
I'm not. Hi!
Yeah! I'm so happy to be in Heads Up.
With my jersey on. My jersey on. My jersey on.
So no, seriously, how did you find your first time singing in front of that audience?
That was scary.
Yeah?
That was really
died.
I made a mistake. I'm like, whoa. I did walked down, I saw them, I'm like, whoa. Even though I messed up when I was starting to sing, it was okay. I'm okay. Super.
And we were off. A new school, a new audience, and more rehearsals. For our safety, Champa was there taking us through our paces before every show.
There were 2 kids specifically who I think were quite affected by bullying and stuff like that. And the day before, we visited both of the schools of the kids and performed the piece. I remember one of the kids was very worried about doing this and performing in front of his bully, really.
Kia ora, everybody. Kia ora. My name's Sikune. If you don't know me, I do a bit of music and nothing like what these kids do. I want to just get everyone to give them a huge, huge clap.
We performed the show. Bully was in the audience, and you know, obviously there's been a lot of emotion and stuff before that, leading up to it, and going like, oh God, what's going to happen, you know, and then finishing that, and then the kids coming up to me afterwards. I imagine they went to other people as well, but they came up to me and said, look, like, my bully came up to me afterwards and said, good job, you know, and then gave me a hug, and I was like, oh man, so many feels.
We had worked really hard with that person to try and stop some really ingrained bullying that was going on. So that was really a fantastic moment, and I just hope that by the conclusion, after that bully has seen the performance and everything, that hopefully going into the final year of intermediate, that bully will stop.
So all of you guys that are on social media, and I know everyone's got access to it or some way, if someone's giving you trouble online, what could you do to stop them? Anybody? Any ideas? Report them. Yeah, is it right?
That what we did really had an impact on the kids, like themselves, but also on the bully, because that was the point, that we could create this piece that we could show to children or adults, whoever, and that could really resonate with them, and they could reflect on the way that they're acting and the thing that they're doing, and go, wow, maybe I'm not dealing with this stuff in an appropriate way, and it seems like that's kind of something that happened.
Well, being in this program for me has actually strengthened me to stand up to the bully and to actually not listen to them, because it's wasting my positive energy. And a friend told me that it's like a bubble, and you just the negative things bounces out and you can let the positive things in.
I'd like to think that they've learnt that they can always go to someone else for help. They don't have to do it alone.
It's not just about the children having the skills to deal with it, it's about everyone taking a responsibility.
And if everyone takes that responsibility to stop, then that's going a long way to solving the problem.
If we all stepped in and said, we don't want to condone this, we don't think that this is okay, it's not okay for children, it's not okay for adults, we all want bullying to stop, then I think that, we'd live in a much happier place.
So the show got stronger and stronger, and so did we.
I swear I live.
Who's this idiot?
We met up with Tiffany again and heard from Hayley what they were planning.
There'll be an 8-episode web series that's fully written and driven by the youth. Does that sound interesting? Does that sound pretty cool?
Our visit to Youth TV was really cool.
There is a chance that we've got another show on Friday at 11 o'clock. Okay, so is that good?
Yep.
All good? Which means an 11 o'clock show and at St Mary's, and a 1 o'clock show then at Hiratonga. What do you think?
Really exciting.
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, do you want to go or do you not want to go? I do, because I want people to see how I feel about the bully teasing me and let her know how it affects me, and because I've been getting teased because doing the special workshops.
We had to write about what we thought about bullying, things we enjoyed. Oh, that makes so much sense now. We had to write our CVs for the program.
I noticed you don't look at the camera because then he interviews you.
Oh, okay, is it he does?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Oh gosh, that's creepy.
I do that often.
Not only were we rehearsing for a show, a documentary was also being filmed.
Roll camera.
Stick up for yourself.
Specific segments of the show were filmed for the documentary. We were being interviewed and we had cameras following us the whole time.
You need to walk with purpose. If you get in front of someone, oops, that's right, change direction. Yep, that's cool. You keep walking, you do not stop.
Well, we've got the public show on tonight, and we're doing a quick rehearsal because Martin can't be with us tonight, so Timothy is stepping in at the last moment.
From the first moment of meeting people, I was amazed in terms of Timothy. Timothy has come on board. He's not really into acting or anything like that.
So 5 minutes they've written a poem and the music for it.
Yeah. He turns out to be an amazing actor. He seems to be very talented and he's very, very confident.
Don't acknowledge the people who think they are cool. Because they are just taking like some roles. Heads up roles.
It's surprising because his interests are in completely different areas of sports and things like that. So he's, kind of surprised me. But they all have in their own individual ways.
It might turn against me if I didn't. I got the bruises to prove it. I climb up onto the scale.
All good.
We're going to do another run through straight away. Let's do it again.
Max, just come down stage a little bit more. Keep coming. That's it. I want you to be about the same distance downstage as Ryan is. Again, let's do that scene again.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. You're not finished.
No. That weakens you. You're not finished. I want you to be the big... you just stand in your ground. You're going to get into trouble, mate. You're not finished. Hey? If you go in like that, it just weakens you. So lean back. See how I'm open up here?
Yeah.
Like that. Lean back. That's it. And do the whole scene. Try to do most of the scene from just there. And Tim, just open out a little bit more. Okay, ready? Off you go.
For sheep are meant to wander off and go the other way.
Sorry, with this sheet this time, don't let go of it. Hang on to it tight. Go.
And then they point and laugh at you to cram your head with scars.
Yeah, it's been a big week, but I think the kids are going to really lift tonight. I mean, they did a fantastic performance today at Taradale. They're just growing and growing with confidence. So I think they'll really rise to the occasion. I mean, this venue and family and friends, so I'm feeling very confident. Right, do it again.
This is what you do. Half an hour before a show, you get the kids to fold the programs, and you send someone to go and pick up the costumes that you left behind from this morning's show.
I see you've got an important role in the show. Tell us about that.
Just nervous.
You're nervous? Why are you nervous?
So fabulous.
I heard that you taught Tom Cruise how to act.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did?
I did commander role.
Yeah. How was it working with Mr. Cruise?
Good.
Good.
Gum on that shoe. Oh my god!
It's not a shoe. It's not a shoe. It's a microphone.
Hello, how are you? There you go.
Oh yes.
Are you going up to the lighting box at all? Yeah, all your clothes are up at the lighting box. Can you take my lipstick? And don't use it.
When you're performing in a show, you keep developing, you keep progressing as the show goes on.
Give us a glue stick. No.
Timothy, well done tonight.
Oh, give it here. Yeah. Let me help too. Toss it here.
I saw real growth in you, Dylan.
Hey Max, bet you can't toss his bag on the roof. No, don't.
Tonight is really a very, very special night. You dedicate this performance to someone in the audience, okay? You might be, could be a family member, could be a friend, but just personally, to yourself, dedicate it, and you are doing this performance for them.
The experience was amazing. The opportunity to be part of something that had such a bold message was incredible. I think people were really moved by what we relayed to them, and that some of them thought twice about their actions. We have to keep passing these messages on.
Now, this is going to be big, 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 big. Right out. Go to the point. Go to the point.
You're not making a half circle.
Now step out with it. Step out.
Sometimes life can be difficult. Too many cars on the street, and there'll be those who try to bring you down and won't be happy till you feel defeat. But it's okay, keep your head held high and you'll get your friends by your side, and just remember how they're standing by when you need it. Never alone. Your friends and your family will always be there for you. Never alone. There'll always be someone to help you through. And when it feels like the world is closing in on you, and the weight of it all is getting too much too, and don't remember that the ones who care for you will be there always. Sometimes you meet other people who one can tell with themselves. They get their thrills from sucking the joy from the lives of everyone else. But it's okay to stand your ground. Don't let other people push you around, and never let go of the spark that shines inside you. You're never alone. Your friends and your family will always be there for you. You're never alone. There'll always be someone to help you through. And when it seems like the last hurdle light right now, and your head is full of thoughts of hatred and doubt, all you need to do is shout out loud and they'll come. When you fall down, you come up stronger than before. You learn from every scar.
Oh yeah!
And everyone goes through life's highs and lows, and we learn about who we are. Never alone. There'll always be someone to help you through. When it feels like the sun isn't going to rise, and the heart is heavy and there's tears in your eyes, just remember and realize one thing. You're never alone. Your friends and your family will always be there for you. Never alone. There'll always be someone to help you through. Never alone. Your friends and your family will always be there for you. Never alone. There'll always be someone to help you through. Never alone.
Hold it up there. Hold it up there. Oh, no, don't do jazz hands. Okay, hold it up there and come down for your bow.
I'll fall off.
No, ready, and
1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, up.